My name is Patrick Huberger and I'm gonna demonstrate how to cook the perfect steak. 3 rules to cook the perfect steak. Rule number 1, the beef quality, the aging of your beef. Rule number 2, your cooking equipment. And rule number 3, your resting time. Today, I'm gonna introduce you 2 steaks, a tenderloin steak and a ribeye steak. So first things you look for is the aging of the beef. Either it's wet age, either it's dry age, doesn't matter. It's got to be aged. So by feeding the meat needs to be nice and firm. If the meat is really soft under your finger, means it's not aged enough. And it won't cook nicely and it will be tough. Doesn't matter about the color. The color is a little bit of oxidation. Sometimes the oxidation happens with vacuum pack. Color is not important, is aging, firm meat, nice and firm. The most firm, the best. That's why, that's what we look for. This is the rule number 1. It can be grain fed, it can be grass fed, doesn't matter. Wet age, dry age, doesn't matter. Aged. As long as it's aged properly, rule number 1. Now, seasoning. We're gonna use some nice crushed peppercorn. If you have a thicker steak, like this is about 2 cm, you need more seasoning than a thinner steak like this, which is about 1 cm. So more seasoning on a thicker cut. That makes sense. A little bit less seasoning here. A bit of salt at your preference, any salt that you like. Both sides. Salt and pepper is sufficient. If you wish to have any other spice or marination, it's your own choice. It's not necessary. The flavor of the steak, it's the most important. So rule number 2 is the equipment. Your cooking equipment is super important to cook the perfect steak. You have to look for the right size of cooking equipment for your steak. If you have 1 steak or if you have 2 steaks, maybe different size. Nice warm, high heat pan. You need to be smoky. We're gonna drizzle a little bit of cooking oil or olive oil. Now the oil becomes smoky and you start cooking your steak. Voilà. For a beginner, I recommend you start with oil. If you are more experienced, you could start directly with fresh butter. The fresh butter style at the beginning could be difficult as it may burn easier. So obviously my 2 cm cut ribeye will cook longer than my tenderloin, about 1 cm. So we will have to judge that the cooking time will be different. Very important, do not touch the steak. As soon as you have decided to place the steak in the pan, do not shake it. Leave it there. Leave it there, don't move. What you want to achieve is a nice crust, a golden crust, a beautiful crust. Let's add some fresh butter. This butter will help nourish the meat and have a beautiful roasted flavor, nutty flavor. Your meat is basically frying below, searing below, and then getting slow cook on the top with the butter. Okay, now your meat is frying nicely. You're gonna reduce the heat a bit. The lower it so it will cook nicely. How do you recognize if it's gonna be medium, medium rare? A simple method is with your finger. When you touch your tub and your first finger, when it's very soft, it's rare. Second one, medium rare to medium, medium to medium well, and then we're going to the well done. This is very, very hard. This is a simple method to actually feel what you could feel with the meat. For rare, medium, and well done. Okay, my 1 cm steak here is quite nice at this stage. It's been about 1 minute plus already, 2 minutes on one side. Voila, turn it over. Same rules, do not shake your steak, just leave it on one place. And then you can back your steak this way. My ribeye, let's do the ribeye, turn it over. When you turn over, you may want to have a bit increase of heat below because you are losing a bit of the heat and you want to make sure you capture the power of the heat here. Capture that and reduce again after a few seconds. Look at that. Beautiful color, beautiful caramelization. Caramelization of the protein with the butter here. It looks fantastic. I am not a fan of the thermometer. Very often I see housewives or chefs using thermometer and making holes into the meat. I think by making those holes, you extract the juices a lot and you dry off the meat. So I rather you do the rare, medium well done. There is no right, no wrong. What is better rare, is better medium rare, is better well done. There is no right, no wrong. Everybody has his own taste. I will say a lean grass-fed tenderloin like this may be consumed more on the rare side. It will have maybe better taste on the rare side. And a very fatty ribeye, 200 days grain-fed like this one, may be better on the medium side. So send the meat has the time, the fat has the time to cook. If you're gonna consume a grain-fed beef, very rare or blue, the fat may have no time to cook and it may not be at the best. All right, our tenderloin is quite ready here. You press. Oh, we're getting on a medium rare, medium already. So I think we are medium rare here. This comes with experience. Not the first time you're gonna achieve it, but you try. Every time you do it, you try, and then you press it, you press it, okay? All right. Now, I'm gonna remove my tenderloin and I put it on a meat rack to let the juice drip. We want to rest the meat. This is rule number 3, resting of the meat. Okay, my ribeye here is not ready. Here we need a bit of oven bake because it's quite thick, it needs a bit more time. And on a heat, it may be a bit more difficult to cook it, so we're gonna oven bake at 200 degrees for maybe 3 minutes on each side. Okay, turn over your ribeye. Look at that, beautiful caramelization, unbelievable. What you can do before you put it back in the oven, a little bit of basting to nourish the beef while it's cooking. This is what happens if you don't have a resting time. If you cook your steak and cut your steak directly, you will have a lot of juices. You see, it's steaming. It's very hot. All the juice of this beef is on my chopping board. The juice of the beef should be in the beef. So that's why we talk about the resting time. This is a meat that have not rested enough and all the blood is out. So you will have a drier beef. So do not do that. It's wrong. Okay, ribeye. Put it nicely on a meat rack like that to let the blood settle out. The rule for the resting time is as long as he cooks, as long as he rests. So he has cooked about 10 minutes, he will rest about 10 minutes. Okay, so 10 minutes later, this beef has rested. The cooking time is the resting time. Look at that, all the juices has dripped. And your beef has rested enough. So now you're gonna tell me my beef is cold. How am I gonna read my beef? I cannot eat my beef cold. Yes, it's true, your beef is cooler now, so you're gonna have to reheat your beef. You're gonna use exactly the same frying pan that you had with your cooking butter and your beef fat which has melted here. We use the same one on an extremely low heat, just very, very low heat, and you will place your beef inside that. And again, you will spoon over, you will baste the beef to make it warmer. You could put it into the oven just slightly, few seconds, or 15 to 20 seconds to warm up as well. But you have more control here on the stove. Just make it warm. You can make it warm on both sides like this. It doesn't look like, but your butter here is extremely hot. Okay? It's extremely hot. So it warm up your beef. What you don't want to do at this stage is to make it fried. You're not gonna fry the beef. If you fry your beef, it's gonna be tough again. Okay? Here the resting time was to tenderize the meat and settle the juice. Let's cut into that now. Voila, the beef. Let's cut our beef. Beautiful, medium rare beef. All the juice has settled inside. No smoke coming out of your beef. You see, it's very evenly cooked. And no juice on your chopping board. All the juices are staying inside, have settled inside. So here you have a beautiful meat, tender, tasty. That's what it should be. Look at that. So that is how we cook a perfect steak.